Good Friday evening, everybody. I think we're going to have a bonfire. Hi, Morty. Mr. Morty said he'd like to have a bonfire, too. Yep. And Missy Kitty, too. Perhaps she'll come and get on one of our laps tonight. Gorgeous night, nice and calm, quiet. No wind. And as you can see, the trees are changing. We'll try to do a couple fall color rides at least. Show you how everything's changing so quickly. It's already getting thinner. Doesn't seem like it, but I can see up in the woods a little better already. So we'll see how my voice holds out tonight. And gotta tell you guys, every time I put the microphone, I haven't been out. I haven't been doing it every night. I just don't want to get bored with it. But put it out again last night, and I swear to God, there's a Bigfoot going wah in the middle of the coyotes. It's totally different sound than the coyotes. So they should have that. If I hear anything tonight, which I really don't doubt I will if I put the mic out again. It's just been crazy now that it's gotten fall and cooler out. And I'm liking it because it's about time. I have spent many hours this summer listening for hour after hour and getting nothing. So anyways, we'll be back when we get the fire going. Mr. Morty. Hi. What a good Mr. Morty. So I put out some melon for the raccoons. A lot of perks for Tracy working at the grocery store. Gets the outdated fruit and things like that. Gorgeous night. Clear skies, calm, no wind. It's supposed to get down to 38 tonight. Oh, I got my long johns and boots on. But we got the moon's going down already. But got a really beautiful crescent. Just about to go down below the trees already. So here's looking forward to another active night. Last night, what I heard happened at 7 minutes to 9. And it's about 8:15 right now. And last night was crazy again. Hi, Mr. Casey. So we'll see. But we just have a feeling something's gonna happen. We just do. Certainly hoping it does. Although I'm not looking forward to getting the crap scared out of me again, but it could be worth it. Hello again, Mr. Shelby. Alright guys, I finally got it going. It was all the wood was a little damp from the rain we had a few days ago. Not a whole lot of sunshine until today. So we, as everyone was, watched the hurricane and watched it closely because Catitude's down there in a particular part of Florida. I haven't heard from her since, I believe it was Wednesday, the last time she checked in and said it was raining like hell and things were hitting the house, but so far so good. Yeah. Very sure they lost their internet, so hopefully we'll hear from Catitude soon. And Patty is in the Tampa Bay area. From what Carl was able to get from her, he hasn't heard from her, but that they thought they were going to be okay because she was going to go to her boyfriend's house, which was further inland and high ground, which, and after seeing what's happened, doesn't seem to matter too much. Yeah, Orlando's directly in the middle of the state. So don't know what's going on there. We found out that our a-hole neighbor up there, his place is in Sarasota, which didn't fare so well, so we were kind of, I know this is a shitty thing to say, hoping that it got destroyed, but then again, if it did, he would be stuck here all winter probably, so we're hoping that, you know, karma just gave him a little bit of justice. It's schadenfreude. Taking pleasure in other people's misery. Sometimes you just have to. And then, got a call from my neighbor down at the very end down there, George. He's like 84 years old, but he's really still kicking really well for someone his age.
You wouldn't know it.
Yeah, and had a lawnmower issue, which turned out to be nothing at all, which was great, but we knew that he had a place in Florida. He left me a voicemail earlier that said that we're going to be leaving for Florida soon, that the roof got blown off our place. So I went down there and talked to him and fixed his lawnmower issue. It was not a big deal. Just the switch was turned on, which would not allow it to start, a safety thing. But anyways, he's down in Punta Gorda, and the roof got blown off of his double-wide mobile home, which with all the rain they had is probably really, really horrible.
Oh, God.
And I don't know how much storm surge they encountered in the particular area that he's in, so they thought that the way they were talking was like they're just going to go down and put a new roof back on it. I don't think that's going to be the case.
See, at least when we flood, it's usually in the early spring. It's cold. Those people in Florida, there's already mold growing. I mean, it's 80 degrees, and they get that, like, really toxic black mold down there that kills you. And that doesn't survive up here. We don't get that.
Yeah, we don't. And the mud, oh my God, we barely get ever any mud because the water's usually in and out quickly, and it's clean because it's moving really slow to us. But the poor woman on CNN, they went in the house live, and they replayed it multiple times, so some of you guys may have seen it, but they came in her little patio, which was ground level, and they had to go in through the window because the door was swollen shut.
Yeah, they couldn't figure out why they couldn't get their door open, and we're like, it's swollen shut from the water.
And then they went up the stairs, and it's like, oh, maybe she's okay because her trailer's up on, 3 steps I think it took to get the little patio or perch thing before you could walk in. Well,
she was not okay.
That door opened okay, but then they were walking in, and you hear squish, 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 and I'm like, well, it must have been the carpet got wet or something. Then they showed her, she opened the blinds on the door wall, and you could see the water line on the glass on the door wall. It was like 2 inches from the top of the glass.
Most people probably wouldn't have seen it, but we know what a water line looks like.
Yep. And I was like, holy moly. And then they showed the floor, the squish, squish, squish. So what they were walking through was like an inch of mud, maybe 2 inches of mud. But like, oh my God, I can't believe the water came in and out that quickly and it left that much mud behind. But yeah, the devastation is unbelievable. And we feel for those people in a special way, having dealt with floods, many floods myself over my lifetime.
But yeah, we noticed, like, when she was going to walk in her door, I was like, there's water. I said, there was water past the door knob, and when you look, most people probably wouldn't have seen it, but there was just, like, debris, little leaves and stuff clinging to and that's when stuff is floating as the water's going out, it gets left behind.
Yeah, little pieces of debris, like grass, leaves, whatever.
Yeah, it'll stick. It sticks to walls, and it sticks to things, and that's when you can see it. And it's funny because when the one guy that I work with, Adam, when they were looking at houses, they looked at a house on the river, and I had told him about water lines on the walls and stuff and what to look for, and they were in a house looking at it, and he, like, nudged his girlfriend at the time, his wife now, and he was like, look, there was a water line on the wall that he saw, and he was like, this place flooded. But, most people wouldn't look for that. I know what to look for.
Yep, even in our place here, most people wouldn't notice it, but if you look really closely...
There's 2 flood lines.
There's 2 flood lines in there. There's a 1-foot line and a 2-foot line. It's barely visible, but
I know where
it's there.
But yeah, I mean, and when you saw that debris stuck on the inside of her window, just a few inches from it's like, holy shit, her entire living room was underwater.
Yeah.
But like I said, these people had days. They had days. When I hear people saying we lost everything we own, it's like,
why the hell didn't you get some of it out?
Why didn't you move it?
We get hours notice. At the most, we might get 10 hours notice that the dam's been open and we're going to flood, or very well could. Yeah, most of the time it's 4 to 6 hours. We can clean this place out quick.
We can clean it out quicker than most people can.
Yeah. And the owls are visiting again.
You say it's an owl.
Sorry about the voices, guys, but there's people next door. I can't do nothing about that. And the POS car. And the cat scratching. That's coming from my left across the river. Oh no, pretty much straight across from us. Boy, that just sounds off.
It's not an owl.
I've heard owls make that type of sound. That just sounds off.
I've heard they make a similar sound to that, but then they go into their normal.
They go cuckoo.
Yeah,
Usually chatter.
yeah, and then they do their laughing thing. But that's not that. That makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Owls don't do that.
Well, something's around over there, guys, so we're gonna hang out. After having so many fires this year and having the crickets and all the nightlife being so loud, it's strange to sit out here and have none of it. Quiet, quiet, quiet.
They're dead.
What's that?
I said they're dead. It was a hard frost this morning.
It just seems so weird.
It was 33 degrees when I left for work this morning.
And that was later, you know.
Yeah.
She didn't have to be to work till 7 or 8 today instead of 7.
Yeah, my late day.
You know. Just seems really strange.
Yeah, I mean it was cold this morning.
Oh, I got a little bit of sad news. I hope we end up with a better outcome of this, but Milo Kitty, aka Spirit Kitty, is missing. His owner texted me a couple days ago and asked me if I'd seen him, and I went back through the security camera, and the last time I saw him on our camera was last Saturday, just before 11 at night, and I ran into his owner today, and he said he had not come home yet, which was strange because he said he would come home every night or every morning.
Every morning and sleep all day.
After prowling at night, but he said he's had come home with numerous injuries over the summer. Like he had a hole in his face, and his face was swollen. Took him to the vet a few times, got that fixed up. And then he had a bite on his foot and had a infected paw. And got that cleared up. And then he had something whacked his tail, and they got that cleared up. So after all these vet visits and getting him fixed up, now he comes up missing, and you can't rule out that it wasn't them two dogs that almost got Wizzy a month or two ago, because they showed up one time on the camera since then. Just they wandered past the camera, and that's all I saw them. But could have been them, could have been coyotes, it could have been anything, but it could have been a-hole. Who knows?
Oh yeah, I don't think it was coyotes, because if he stayed in here, I've never seen a coyote in here.
They don't seem to come down here, but who's to say he didn't wander out in the field up there?
Yeah.
So don't know whether he was fixed or not, and if he was not, he may have.
I believe he said he was.
Could be. Well, it's kind of sad. I've been checking my cameras closely now, and he was coming every night. A couple weeks ago, he was on camera every night coming to eat.
Well, the reason it just amazes me too, he had all these injuries, and it's like, was he fighting with a raccoon or something? The raccoons never bother my cat.
Yeah, you guys seen our cats interact with the coons? They just look at each other like, hey, They know
each other.
I don't think Milo was having spats with raccoons. It was something else. Probably another cat, would be my guess.
And if I were going to guess, it'd be one of Vicky's cats.
Yeah. Captain Jack, probably.
Yeah, because my cats are wussies.
Not really fighters, yeah.
They're wussies.
Oh, it's going on 10 o'clock and been quiet other than that owl thing.
Although that video of Wizzy whopping a raccoon.
Yeah, true.
But that just shows me that, you know, if that raccoon had been pissed about that, that raccoon would have attacked him. It did not. And I've heard people say, oh, my cat got attacked by a raccoon. And I'm like, are you sure it was a raccoon? I don't know. What do you have to do to a raccoon to make it do that?
Yeah, they seem, from what we've seen of raccoons, they seem to be fairly docile, you know.
Yeah, well, everybody pretty much gets along around here. But then again, I told them that a long time ago. No fighting. Everybody's got to get along. Even the possums and the possums are funny because, they're eating off the same plate along with my cats.
Yeah.
Like, together.
And I am seeing possum on camera just about every night.
Piglet? Please tell me, Piglet.
I think it was.
My little piglet.
Since he was so young, though, he's probably going to change how he looks, you know. Going in the winter, he might get darker, I don't know, or lighter. Well, he was pretty light. So.
In the winter, he's going to be hibernating.
Okay.
Possums
So
do.
I don't know if it was him or not. Actually, I don't think it was because he got on top of the house where the one we thought was Piglet or called Piglet was not getting. He stood up, but he never got on the house.
Well, he was too little.
Yeah, this one, the one I watched that was on camera, I think it was last night or early this morning after midnight. He just walked over and climbed right up on the house like it was nothing. So.
Well, he could have gotten bigger, obviously. A little bigger. He's just so cute. He's so little.
So now I got Gypsy Kitty on me, headbutting me like Missy Kitty was doing last time we had a fire.
You said her name.
I said her name. She was over by Tracy, and I said, what a good gypsy. And now she's on my lap. That's all it took.
Do not say her name.
And Shelby's over there glaring at her like...
Look at her. She's like, oh, no, it's my daddy. I love him. I laugh at you. We're going to have to get a video of her with Gizmo.
Yeah.
Her favorite game is Annoy the Chihuahua. She just puts her paw on Gizmo, doesn't do anything,
his head.
just touches him because he growls and snarls, and she thinks apparently it's funny. She just puts her paw on him like, I'm not touching you.
I'm very surprised she's not next door because they're sitting out on the deck over there.
There's a dog over there.
Yeah, that's true. But generally she goes and visits anybody that's over there. Go say her name so she'll come to you. See, as soon as she gets off my lap, here comes Shelby right onto my lap.
Nuh-uh. It's like Beetlejuice, only you only have to say her name once. Nope. I'm not falling for it.
We're going to hang out. Tracy's probably going to go in sooner, but I'm going to try to stay out here later.
I'm very tired.
Worked hard today.
I worked very hard today. I lifted a lot of things.
So I am going to hang out, and of course, even after I go in, I'm going to leave my microphone out, as long as these guys aren't still outside yapping. Alright, there we got Jupiter poking through the trees. And man, is that bright. It's just so cool. We have a junky telescope, I bet. The viewfinder thing, or the finder scope on it doesn't work too well though. That's the bad part. But I bet we could see Jupiter pretty good if we could find it in that junky telescope. But we'll have to wait for a while. Excuse me.
I'll be asleep by then.
Last night, about 11 o'clock, a little after when I came out to bring my microphone in, Jupiter was above the trees already.
I'm telling you, 6:30 in the morning is the time.
Yeah.
When I leave for work in the morning, it looks like it's just huge.
The sky's gorgeous in the morning up here when the sun's starting to come up. Just as the daylight's starting to show. It's an amazing thing to see.
I said, except for yesterday when I looked up and I saw Orion larger than life in the sky, and I'm like, oh crap.
Yeah, a
Winter's coming.
winter constellation.
I mean, he's a beautiful constellation, and I love him to death, but man. Yeah, I have a little word of advice for all of our listeners. If you're planning on getting a turkey for Thanksgiving, don't shop around for prices. If you see a turkey the size that you want, grab it. Grab it, take it home. Now is the time to start looking. Your 8 to 12 pound turkeys are not going to be very difficult to find, but anything over like 12 pounds is going to be difficult.
And expensive.
Yeah, we are going to be selling turkeys this year for $1.99 a pound. Period. End of story. There's not going to be any, 49 cents with purchase of $50. They're not. Some of the really huge stores might do something close, but I'm telling you, you're going to find a 12-pound turkey, and that's going to be it. The bird flu wiped everything out, and they have not had time to get turkeys to full size for this Thanksgiving. Those turkeys that you're buying for Thanksgiving, they've already been slaughtered and frozen. So if you see a turkey and it's a big one and it's the size you want, grab it.
There's some inside info from the grocery store.
Yep.
On the supply side.
Yeah, and come to Fates, we have very large turkeys. The biggest one that I put away today was 24.96 pounds.
Nice.
That was a big old boy. Yeah, I put up turkeys today, as well as moving everything from the back freezer into our freezer. I'm too old for that crap.
Speaking of her store, I was watching a video today on Facebook.
That's so funny.
I don't know if any of you know who Tyler Hoover is, but he's a younger guy. He's very successful in his buying and selling of cars. He's one of the commentators on the Barrett Jackson or Meekum auctions. He's a good kid. He's got a YouTube channel, very
He looks
successful.
Like he's about 16.
Yeah, he's probably close to 40, but he's
he
amassed an amazing car collection. And he has a Facebook page called Hoovy's Garage. That might even be his YouTube channel, Hoovy's Garage. Like I said, his name's Tyler Hoover. Well, I was watching one of his videos today, and when the commercial popped up, it was a frickin' commercial for Tracy's grocery store.
Well, what happened is Adam, our produce manager and one of the boys, he did a video for for Fates, and he did an Our Family versus name brands kind of comparison, and showed like the name brands ring up to like $42, and the Our Family brand ring up to like $30. So it was like a 25% savings. Spartan liked it so much that Spartan put it on their website, like their main website.
Corporate website,
yeah. For Spartan. And this commercial pops up, and it's freaking Adam.
Yeah, it was that commercial on a nationally brought, national YouTube thing. It was so cool.
It was so funny. I'm like, oh my God, Adam! Yeah, I can't wait to tell him tomorrow, you're going to be famous, dude.
Yep.
If you see a guy that looks like John C. Reilly in a commercial showing you how much money you could save with Our Family products,
yep.
That'd be Adam.
Well, I'm alone now. Just me and Shelby. I'm not sure if Gypsy went in with Tracy or not. Probably not. It's just a gorgeous night tonight, guys. Totally clear skies. And I'm not really cold. The only thing cold, my hands are a little cold, but I can warm them up on Mr. Shelby. And it's already down to 44 degrees. I can't believe tomorrow's already October 1st. Used to be mine and Art Next Door, one of our favorite days. It was opening season of bow hunting. I could care less about hunting anymore, but 20 years ago it was a big deal for all of us. Many of us that I worked with would come up here to hunt. Bud and Bob, Art, his brothers, both of his brothers. Another guy, Dave, that owned a cabin, who's now since moved to Florida, and just different times now for sure. Just miss the camaraderie of the hunting, really. And being out in the woods, that was really beautiful too. Nothing was more gorgeous than a really nice, crispy fall, sunny fall morning when all the colors were in bloom. It was awesome. There's no reason I couldn't still take the camera and go sit in the woods, other than I'd probably get bored to death sitting there. But I think that's gonna wrap me up for tonight. It's going on about 10:30. And it's just not as fun sitting out here by yourself. But I'm gonna move my microphone over there and take all my listening recorder and stuff in the house and give it a shot till probably midnight, maybe 1 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out by the fire with us. We'll let you know if anything happens.